Worksheet B2. Now we're going to take that tune that you worked on in B1 and you've simplified it, you've checked the range of the notes, you've gotten it so that you can play it at a slow tempo, you've gotten it so that it's close to therapeutic music. But what if you're playing for somebody who does not need rhythmic music? Somebody who needs non-rhythmic music, something without a definite pulse. What do you do to your repertoire piece then? Okay, I'm going to use the same piece that I was using in the previous video in B1, the Ode to Joy piece. That has a pretty definite beat. Bum, 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 bum. Now we want to take that beat away. So how do we do that? How do we do that when we've been trained in our music lessons? Stay with the metronome, stay with the metronome, don't change the metronome, don't change your note values. That's all well and good when you're learning how to keep a steady beat, but there are times in music when you do not want a steady beat. There are times that you want to be able to just take the beat away and let the music go wherever it wants to go without the constraints of 4 beats to a measure. So there's several steps that you can do. So if we do, and I just kind of let it linger there. Just taking a pause at the end of each measure or the end of each phrase. That's probably the least effective way to get into non-rhythmic, but it's a start. It's a way to start. It's a way to break yourself out of 4 beats per measure and don't stop at the bar lines. Okay, this is what your music teacher probably drove you, or you probably drove her or him crazy when you'd play a measure and then you'd stop and think, okay, what's next in the next measure? And then, okay, so we're going kind of back to that. Don't tell your teacher that we did that to you. Like I said, it's probably the least effective because it does give you that feeling of going and stopping and then going and stopping. The trick to making this work is to make the stop feel like a slow down and not a real stop. Okay? It's like when you're driving and you come to a stop sign but you don't actually stop. You kind of keep moving forward and then you go again. Okay? So it's not really a true stop. We're just kind of lengthening the measure, getting some extra time in the measure, and it's not something that can be measured by a metronome. Changing the rhythmic values. Now this is a good experiment to do. Think, instead of thinking 4 beats to a measure, what would happen if we made it fit in 3 beats to a measure? Beats to a measure instead of 4. It's still kind of nice, and it has a different sound then. And maybe you'll want to do that. So that's something I strongly recommend experimenting with songs that you already know. If it's in 4/4 time, try to play it in 3/4. If it's in 3/4, try to play it in 4/4. See what happens. See which note values you would change. Don't always change the last notes of the measure. Sometimes change the first notes of the measure. Mix it up. Sometimes change the notes in the middle. Do something to change the beat. Another good thing to do is to change it into an odd time signature, like 5/4. So we got... If it's an odd time signature, it kind of gives the illusion of non-rhythmic because you don't have the usual pattern, expected pattern of strong beats and weak beats. Again, it's not the best way to do non-rhythmic, but it's a way to break you out of what's written on the page. It's a way to force yourself to go beyond what's on the page to change the music. Or you could put it into, let's put it into 6/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can change the whole feel of the piece by putting it in a different time signature. Ocean waves. Ocean waves, what you should think of with ocean waves, there's a couple ways to visualize this. You can think of the ocean waves coming to the shore, breaking, and then coming back out. And it's not a definite dun 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 dun. It's very smooth, coming in, accelerating, decelerating, and then accelerating again. Or you can think of a ball rolling down a hill and then getting up to another little hill and then coming to more. And every time he approaches the crest of one of those little hills, it's kind of, okay, can I make it? I think I can. I think, oh yeah, I did. Okay, now I can. Now can I? Think I can. I think I can. Oh yeah, okay. Now you don't want to have that stress coming through as you're playing, but that's kind of the feel. If you think of the path of the ball, and it's decelerating, accelerating on each one of those crests, So here. Decelerating, gaining speed, decelerating. Okay, so the tempo is constantly changing. It's never the same. It's always changing depending on where that ball is rolling and whether it's gaining speed or losing speed. And you can just kind of let it flow in and out of the harp, in and out of the room. Keep it real gentle, real flowing. You never want this to be rigid or stilted. You want it to be very, very smooth and very gentle and very flowing. So those are some ideas. Take your melody and make it non-rhythmic now. See, if you can tap a beat to it, then it's not rhythmic. I mean, it's not non-rhythmic. It is rhythmic. It has to be so that you cannot keep a steady beat with the music, because the music is always changing. Okay? Ocean waves coming in, flowing out. Always gentle, little billows, little puffs of a cloud that are moving smoothly and together and yet not rigid. Okay? Play with your piece and then try it with other pieces too. But especially work on the one piece that you're doing and change it to where it does not have a beat to it.